So apparently there's a New Orleans Saints team that utilizes Taysom Hill in the right spots. They use Alvin Kamara. The offensive line is pretty good. And then they use Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave in the passing game. I mean, where has this team been at all season? Welcome to the Black and Gold Hour Show. It's your host, Merv. Happy New Year. I hope you guys have had a relaxing holiday break, able to spend time with your family, rest, recuperate, and kind of set that vision for what you want your 2023 year to look like. But man, the New Orleans Saints got it started off well with the 20-10 victory against the Philadelphia Eagles. Unfortunately, with the Bucks beating the Carolina Panthers, the New Orleans Saints playoff hopes are all but essentially over. They still have like a 0.001% chance of getting into the playoffs. But I mean, at this point, you can't really expect that from the New Orleans Saints. They've had too many games they were supposed to win, but were unable to close, man. And that's just the result of a badly coached team. And we'll kind of get into that in today's episode. But thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, subscribe. Remember to just enjoy the rest of your New Year's Day. Thank you guys for taking time on this day to share it with me. Let's get into it.
You go against who that nation? You gotta bring your hard hat.
So the New Orleans Saints kind of got into this game doing exactly what they needed to do. We saw them finally utilize Taysom Hill in Cleveland in the coldest game in New Orleans Saints history, and they were able to do their thing last week on Christmas Eve. Now, the New Orleans Saints had a big challenge this week against Philadelphia Eagles, 13-2, the best team in the NFL right now. But we kind of got lucky with Jalen Hurts being out this week. I didn't even know that. I just woke up and was like, all right, I'm going to start watching this game. I'm going to eat some breakfast. And I noticed that Gardner Minshew was in the game. So it's kind of that lucky break that the New Orleans Saints needed. Obviously, we don't want to see a player as dynamic as Jalen Hurts being out. But him being out definitely served the Saints well. Because starting off, the New Orleans Saints defense was looking on fire. Able to really, there was no such thing as the Eagles defense, the Eagles offense in the first half. I mean, the Saints defense was doing their thing, and we got to see our boy Marshon Lattimore come back for the New Orleans Saints after being out for, I want to say, about 8 to 9 weeks. Man, he was doing his thing today, and we're going to cover all of that a little bit later because that boy was shining. But yeah, man, the New Orleans Saints offense, let's kind of talk about it. Andy Dalton was doing his thing, completing passes to Juwan Johnson. We got to talk about Juwan Johnson, man. He was definitely doing his thing this season. He's been doing it all season, just creating crucial catches that are converting third downs, man. He's definitely been evolving into the tight end that the New Orleans Saints need. We thought that would be Adam Troutman, but Juwan Johnson is the guy, and I definitely want to continue to see him just develop as he stays here with the New Orleans Saints going into next season. And let's talk about another guy, Rashid Shaheed. That boy is a playmaker. I mean, I was just reading an article about him yesterday, and it talked about how this guy, I mean, he's averaging 20 yards a catch, and now he's probably averaging more because he caught a 56-yard bomb on Darius Slay, and it was really on Bradbury. And it was really nothing that they could do. The boy is too fast, and it looked like he was gonna walk in for 6, but Bradbury was able to shoelace tackle him, man. That dude is pretty dynamic. We definitely want to see more of Rashid Shaheed and Juwan Johnson going forward for the New Orleans Saints going into the 2023 season. But man, let's talk about it. Andy Dalton closed out the first half with an interception that he shouldn't have thrown, man. I feel like if the New Orleans Saints didn't throw, if that interception was not done at the end of the first half, man, the New Orleans Saints could have gone up at least by 3 or potentially a touchdown and kind of made this game less of a kind of heart attack for the New Orleans Saints fans, because we're still holding on to playoff hopes at that point. Now let's get into the second half. The third quarter was kind of a rough one. The New Orleans Saints started to, feel the pressure from the big dogs, the Philadelphia Eagles. They started to run all over the New Orleans Saints, kind of have their way. But the defense was able to bend but not break and keep the score 13-10. A.J. Brown did give the Philadelphia Eagles some hope with a 70-yard touchdown. I mean, Paulson Adebo, man, it just seems like he's always giving up those critical plays. It always seems like he's putting the Saints in that bad spot. And it was kind of strange. I kind of checked on Twitter, kind of checked some of our favorite guys around Who Dat Nation, Ross Jackson, Nick Underhill, and they stated that Alontae Taylor had no snaps on the defensive side of the ball. And that's crazy. Unacceptable. The boy has been balling all season. And at that point, once Paulson Adebo gave up the 70-yard touchdown, honestly, I gotta bring in Alontae Taylor. That's honestly what I would do if I was coach. But the New Orleans Saints defense was able to hold strong. And our boy, Marshon Lattimore, when the game got close, when we were on the edge of our seat, when we were still checking the scores to both games, the Tampa game and the Saints game, Marshon Lattimore came up with a crucial interception. Not only just an interception, a pick six to bring the score 20-10 and put the game out of reach for Gardner Minshew and the Philadelphia Eagles. And the New Orleans Saints improved to 7-9. Now, right now, I see Twitter, I see tweets, I see all kinds of alerts kind of talking about how the New Orleans Saints still have a chance for the NFL playoffs, but I doubt it at this point. That game against Tampa Bay on Monday night was a game we definitely needed and kind of summed up the New Orleans Saints season, man. Just not enough. It just wasn't enough on the coaching side, on the player side, and on the talent side, man. And the New Orleans Saints definitely have some soul searching to do. But luckily for us, we still have one more week of New Orleans Saints football at least. And we get to see them against the Carolina Panthers, the division rival that we lost to earlier this season. So let's see what the New Orleans Saints can do. Let's kind of enjoy the rest of our New Year's Day. A lot of us are off tomorrow as well. So I hope we continue to get that rest and go into January 3rd strong, ready to accomplish all of our goals. But before I go, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, for today's Merv Speak segment, remember value. As you go into this year, remember to think about your value. When you start applying for jobs, when you start making friendships, when you start accomplishing your goals, starting businesses, remember that your value is the most important thing. Your worth, it will change and dictate how you move, who you interact with, and exactly what opportunities you're going to pursue in your life. If you have low worth, if you have low value, you're going to take anything that's given. If you have high worth, high value, you're going to aim for the top. And if you aim for the top, man, the sky's the limit. So thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, subscribe. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Peace.